pressure, pain, defeat, success. What do all these have in common? Well, they are part of one sport, wrestling. We are about to look into the Marlton Recreation Council wrestling program. My name is Ken Ross, and I am one of the more than 40 volunteer coaches with the Marlton Wrestling Program. Together, we'll take a look at the pressure, pain, defeat, and successes of the 2006-2007 season.
Marlton Wrestling serves more than 100 families, providing a competitive outlet for the sport. These kids learn self-reliance and accountability as they master the sport, then compete on an individual basis.
I think the thing that I like most is that it teaches the kids accountability.
I like the camaraderie. I think the sense of family.
The thing I like best about the wrestling program is that, you know, the focus and the goal.
Before we explore the pressures, the pains, the defeats, and the successes, let's take a look at the kids, their parents, and the coaches, and see how the season went.
1, 2, 3,
I like seeing the kids excel. I like seeing the kids be excited when they master something. I like seeing the kids be able to go full speed and just feel the pure joy of just going as hard as they can for as long as they can.
The kids are wonderful. They're very well parented. They're very respectful to coaches. They listen with very few exceptions. We don't have any problems with the kids listening, pay attention, really wanting to learn this sport to improve themselves. They're highly motivated.
They're really nice. Some kids are really aggressive and but it's fun. It's fun to be here. Kids are nice and yeah, it's really fun.
I love it. They enjoy being here, especially days like today with the grapevine. There's a lot of anticipation and build up for the event, and it's like family. The kids enjoy it. They feel like they're part of a big family.
I have lots of friends, and we play, and we learn new moves, and we win these tournaments, and we get better and better.
The kids are all good kids. I don't know a lot of them by name. I'm getting to know some of them since it's really our first year. But they all seem respectful, good kids. They work hard. It always appears that the Marlton kids are more successful than the other kids. Maybe I'm being biased, but that's what it appears like.
What I like about the kids, they're all different. There's all different levels, abilities, all different personalities. And it's really just a joy to see the kids develop in their own ways, because they're all different.
kids, I think all the kids are great. You know, I'm surprised year after year from the kids that come out for the first year to the kids that are out for their third, fourth, or fifth year. The amount of dedication and the consistency with which they all show up to practice, and they're all there on Saturday ready to wrestle.
I think the other kids are nice and fun because I like to hang around and play with them.
The kids are great. Every kid gives you a little smile once in a while, lets you know that you're having a good time, and they're not afraid to shed a tear even when they lose. We have more coaches than I think some of the other programs do for wrestlers.
So one coach for every 2 wrestlers, which lets us really work with the wrestlers and get them improved and teach them what they need to know to perform.
So they're here day in and day out, moving mats, cleaning up, whatever it takes to get it done.
We have a lot of experience. We have a lot of experienced guys that are able to relate their knowledge of the sport to the kids. They interact really well with the kids. We have a very high coach-to-wrestler ratio, so the kids get a lot of individual attention. That, I think, more than anything else, is probably key to our program.
The coaches are very nice. I personally like Coach Craig. He's very supportive, and whenever we do something wrong, he doesn't say, "No, you did that wrong. You can't do that again." He helps us work on like a better move or doing something better.
The coaches, it's great. It's a great group of guys. Everybody's coming from the same point of view. Everybody's trying to, work to make the kids better. It doesn't make any difference if it's my son or somebody else's son. All the kids are treated the same by, it's like having 15 fathers here for each one of the kids.
Coaches are really good because they really try to help us get the moves down right and get them done better than we really than their first time at trying it.
The coaches are great. I've learned a lot from the coaches. They're all willing to give, and you can work with them. They'll tell you things that you don't know if you have questions, and they take a lot of time with the kids. Very patient. As I said, there's all different levels of kids, and they work with each one differently. And I think these guys are great. They do a great job. I think it shows in our performance if you look at how the kids present themselves on the mat. The way they win and lose with class. So.
You don't have to go to other clubs. You don't have to go to the wrecking crew. You don't have to go to
pain is pain you don't think about. Pain is what you tell your kid that you can't think about when you're on the mat. It doesn't exist. Just think about doing your job.
Forward, dribble. Forward, dribble. That's it.
Pain, I think everybody who wrestles out on these mats, you're going to have a little bit of pain. You just have to keep wrestling. I think the nice thing about this sport is it teaches kids that you can't bail out when things don't go your way. You have to sometimes do things when you don't feel so
Pain, two sides. We teach the kids to create a little in their opponent, and we teach them to take a little from their opponent. And it's important that they be able to work through it and understand the difference between a little bit of pain and being hurt or being injured, and knowing when to keep pushing. It teaches them a lot further, for further down the road in life. They're going to know how to push through things.
Pressure is something that we don't even think about here. I want our kids to just go out and wrestle and not feel any pressure at all. There's no pressure put on the kids to win. We want the kids to go out and do their best, their individual best, every time they wrestle on the mat. Whether they win or lose is irrelevant.
You know what? My son tells me that he doesn't hear anybody screaming. He doesn't hear a thing. It's like clear the mechanism. When they're out there, especially if they're concentrating on what they're doing, there's not pressure. They're just concentrating on what they're doing and executing what they know how to do. So pressure doesn't exist.
I guess the only word to describe pressure in our program is none. The only pressure that the kids are put under is to do their best. From the perspective of the pressure, created in the environment, I'm always amazed by how well the kids handle it. I think our kids consistently go out there and they're good sports and they're good people, and win or lose, they're shaking the other kids' hands, and you don't see Marlton kids laying on the mat and crying after they win or lose. And I think that says a lot about the kids.
Well, there's no defeat if you, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but there's really no defeat. You win and lose with class and dignity. You go shake the other kid's hand. So there is no defeat, really.
Well, everybody's going to lose, and we try to make it so that everyone loses. Sometimes you can learn a lot from getting beat.
Defeat, again, it goes to the kind of program we run. I think our kids understand that as long as they went out and gave it their best, they're not truly defeated. Being defeated is when somebody breaks your spirit, in my opinion, and our kids consistently show the ability to maintain their spirit, irregardless of the final score on the scoreboard at the end of the match.
In terms of success, we try to make sure that every wrestler has a chance to get his arm raised at least once during the course of the year, because it's important for them to see that their hard work in the practice room has paid off. But at no time do we stress winning and losing. We stress the effort and the aggression and the excitement of being able to try to do your best.
Success? My definition of success is to see a kid come into a season and work on some things and learn them and get better as an individual. So that's my definition of success.
And there were some wins and losses, but the season's over for now. Next year, these boys will be 1 year older, and they'll come back on the mat. And there'll be new boys, and the cycle will start again. The pressure, the pain, the defeat, and the success.
More. Take two. Hey, do we get paid extra for doing this?
No. Yeah.
I think the season's been great. I think the season's been wonderful. I think Kenny Krog's going to get me a pie in the face pretty soon, but